Elara, an artist seeking quiet, found Blackwood Cottage. Remote, in ancient woodland, it promised solitude. The cottage, a timber relic, inspired her. She unpacked, ready to embrace the silence. The first anomaly, a low hum through the floorboards. Elara dismissed it as the house settling. Yet, the hum was rhythmic, a pulse beneath the earth. Then came the objects moving. A teacup moved from counter to mantelpiece. A pencil moved to the easel. These were minor displacements. Frequency increased. Books closed, marked at different spots. A wooden bird moved to the windowsill. Elara felt uneasy. She made notes, sketching item locations. Still, the shifts occurred. The hum grew louder, felt in her teeth. Intricate patterns appeared in the dust. She wiped them, but they reformed. Rationalizations crumbled. This was deliberate. The hum sounded like a distorted whisper. She tried to record it, but it was silent. One night, she heard a faint whisper. It repeated her name. Distorted. Shadows played tricks on her vision, fleeting distortions of light and dark. Canvases subtly altered. Dust patterns appeared on her paintings. She unconsciously incorporated them. Elara invested in a motion-activated camera. The footage was chaotic, unidentifiable blurs. Her reflection moved independently. Objects rearranged into geometric patterns. Doors were ajar, windows unlatched. Temperature fluctuated wildly. Patterns grew on the walls. They pulsed faintly, like breathing. Elara felt an urge to decipher them. The hum grew stronger, whispers vivid. She tried to leave, but felt dread. The path shifted, trees blurred. An invisible force pushed her back. The house demanded her presence. Dreams became disturbing tapestries. She felt watched, consumed. Her reflection was wrong, a vacant stare. It didn't match her movements. Elara began speaking aloud to the house. "What do you want?" She whispered into the silence. The hum intensified, vibrating through the floor, the walls, her very bones. The whispers in her mind seemed to respond, a cacophony of distorted sounds that still eluded her comprehension. She realized the patterns were not random. They were evolving, becoming more complex, almost like a language. She felt compelled to interpret them, spending sleepless nights sketching them, comparing them, searching for a Rosetta Stone to this terrifying new reality. The entity, she understood, was feeding on her attention, her fear, her desperate attempts to understand. The more she focused on it, the stronger it became, its presence growing, solidifying, becoming an undeniable force within the cottage. One night, driven by a frantic energy, Elara finally deciphered a recurring motif within the patterns. It wasn't a language in the traditional sense, but a blueprint. A blueprint for times her asterisk. Or rather, a blueprint for times something else times to inhabit times her asterisk. The realization struck her like a physical blow. The entity wasn't a monster times in times the house. It was the house itself, or something that had times become times the house, and it had been slowly recreating her, preparing her, absorbing her essence. The hum reached a deafening crescendo, a vibrating roar that filled every corner of the cottage, every cell of her body. The patterns on the walls, on her art, and now, faintly, on her own skin, began to glow with an ethereal, pulsing light. She stumbled towards the full-length mirror in her studio, her reflection shimmering in the pulsating light. Her face stared back, but it was no longer hers. It was a mosaic of the intricate patterns, shifting, swirling, reforming. Her eyes were deep, empty pools reflecting the glowing designs. Her body felt alien, not her own, a vessel being reshaped from within. The hum resonated deep within her bones, a final, resonant chord. The entity wasn't trying to scare her away. It was trying to times integrate times her. The monster was a form of parasitic consciousness, an ancient, sentient structure that assimilated life, and Blackwood Cottage was merely its most recent, temporary manifestation. Elara had been chosen. The final hum faded, leaving an unsettling silence. From outside, Blackwood Cottage stood as it always had, nestled amongst the ancient trees. But if one looked closely, a new, intricate pattern seemed to have subtly emerged on the weathered front door, almost imperceptible, yet undeniably there. The windows, reflecting the fading twilight, seemed to hold a deeper, older light within their panes. The house was silent, waiting. Elara was gone, or perhaps she was the house now, a new, sentient part of its ancient, hungry structure. The patterns she had drawn, the hums she had heard, were all part of her assimilation. The monster was not gone. It had merely evolved, its presence now more subtle, more pervasive, waiting for its next inhabitant, its next host.